regards to the Masters Piera.
We'll do that on item number 10, closed session.
Closed session, okay? Conflict council report, there is no report, so we don't need anything on that. How about the engineering reports from CME, anything on that? No comment? Can I ask for a motion, please, to accept the engineering report?
Motion.
And council. And council. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any objections? Abstentions? Any comment on the correspondence that was in the first quarter adjustment? Do you need anything on that? All right, do I need a motion to accept that?
No.
Is that okay? Correspondence, notification of eligible Union Center for the fourth quarter. Union Center Bank, any comment on that? Item C, which is opposing Assembly Bill 4147. There was an attachment here in Milburn. I know the Union Township will be voting on one, also oppose that bill tomorrow night, we have a resolution. I don't know if any other communities are doing it, but that was the, I know the position of the joint meeting and hopefully the position of the other communities. Any comment on that? Okay. Any public comments? Public here? Let's go into the resolutions, please. Payment of the bills, resolution 34. Is there any comment on that? I'm going to ask for a motion, and we'll take a roll call motion for that. Move. Second, please.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Hughes?
Yes.
Ms. Axel?
Yes.
Ms. Jones?
Yes.
Ms. Leventhal?
Yes.
Dean?
Clark Sandy, Miss Lewis Sandy.
Haymore.
Haymore. Haymore.
Mr. Kelly?
Yes.
Ms. Levinson?
Yes.
Mrs. Trim?
Yes.
Ms. Bagnell?
Yes.
Mr. Floyd?
Yes. Resolution 35, awarding the CME Associates for Facilities Flood Control Benefit Cost Analysis. Any comment on that?
Can you explain?
Yes, please. Give us some explanation, please.
All right. As you recall, about a year and a half ago, we had a superstorm Sandy, which caused some damage at the joint meeting. We have had numerous meetings with FEMA, and in the last meeting, we learned that there is a potential of getting some grant money to prevent future flooding. Some mitigating measures could be done at the plant. Our plan is to study to see whether those are cost effective. There is a formula that FEMA has which states that if the cost of the mitigation is basically less than the potential damage that could occur should we have another storm surge like FEMA, that we could get up to 90% reimbursement for construction to prevent that type of damage the second time. Previous to that, you authorized us to do a study which showed that it was not cost effective to protect individual buildings, but rather it might be cost effective to protect the entire site. So this proposal will look at all the costs that could possibly happen and compare it to what the mitigation cost would be.
Anybody have any questions on that? Mr. Kiernan?
Yeah, just two questions. One is, what's the scope of that we're talking about here around the project funding? Because, I mean, we're spending $82,000. Is this running into the millions? What are we talking about as far as dollars, roughly? I know you don't know for certain,
The
but...
project cost could be anywhere from $10 to $20 million.
And they could reimburse up to 90% of that? Okay. And then the second question would be, was there any thought to bidding this out? I mean, it's $82,000. Do we have, is there a competitive bid for this, or do we just go to the, why are we just gone to, I know CME is our engineer, but do other people do scope of this work? It sounds like they're doing a lot, that they're just taking records that we have.
You can answer?
Yes,
Sorry, guys, for being late. We normally don't bid out professional services. Traditionally, what we've done at the beginning of the year, we've identified a number of engineering service providers, and working with the engineers on staff and the administration, they identify based upon kind of experience the best engineer for the project. Very rarely in New Jersey is a professional service bid out. I'm almost positive we challenge them to do it. Generally, it's a selection. We bid out professional services.
And this is
On a
just
cost basis? Really?
it's a big number, that's why I'm just wondering.
Stan, do you have any comment on that?
Well, I think one of the overriding reasons why this would be bid out was because the firm that we're working with, our engineering consultant firm, they have history with joint meeting, and they're fully aware of problems that we've had in the past. If we brought someone else new, if it was bidded out and someone else came in, it would be a learning process. And I think it would pose a disservice to the member municipalities to have someone come in new to learn what's going on as far as facility and any inherent problems that we've had in the past and that may surface in the future.
I know from our perspective in the union, we identify some of certain firms in a fair and open process at the beginning of the year. And we'll generally pick the firm, and the majority of the work will go to the existing engineers who do work on a day-to-day basis with same as the same state. But if the board has a concern about this, that one will change the process, I mean, that would be a big deal to do that, I think. But I don't know, I sort of agree with Sam in terms of the learning process. When we're trying to do something, the knowledge of the plant, the knowledge of what we're doing, means a lot. There is a lot of money.
At the beginning of the year, we do advertise for RFQs every year at joint meetings. So any firm that would like to answer that can, and they go on record.
Well, in the opinion of the director, you feel, at least in your opinion, we'll vote on this, is that the CME would be the most qualified at this point, the more effective, the best effective and most efficient person, who would absolutely. Okay, anybody have any other comment or position on this? We're gonna vote on this. Any other comment? Without comment, then I would ask for a motion on Resolution 35, awarding CME Associates for facility flood control benefit cost now. I think we all agree that this should be done, right? In other words, the ability of getting money back, we talked about this before, about trying to protect our resources in the building, so. But can I have a motion, please, if someone, to approve this?
So moved. Second.
Wait a second. I'd like a roll call on this, please.
Mr. Hughes.
Yes.
Mrs. Paxton.
Yes.
Ms. Jones.
Yes.
Ms. Sutherland. Paxton.
Yes.
That's right.
Ms. Hamel.
Yes.
Mr. Kelly.
Yes.
Mr. Lovett.
Yes.
Mr. McFerrin.
Yes.
Ms. Stanko.
Yes.
Mr. Porter.
Yes.
Thank you from CME.
Resolution 36, authorizing the bid various service equipment and materials. Someone like to speak on that?
Yes, this pertains to a high voltage electrical line at the joint meeting. There's many of them In this particular case, this is it's over 4,000 volt cable that has been in service for over 30 years. It has begun to deteriorate, and I mean by that is the insulation is beginning to deteriorate. And this supplies power from the main substation where public service electric comes into the plant to another substation within the treatment plant. That in turn supplies power to some very critical components in the plant, such as our main sewage pumps, our city and fire water booster pumps, and our biological treatment system. So it obviously is a critical component, and we're looking for the board to authorize us to go out to bid to have this line replaced in the future, sometime this year.
Are there any questions? I believe because it's just to go out for a bid, we don't need a roll call, we'll just need a. Okay, I understand. Could I have a motion then on resolution 36, please?
There's a motion.
Second.
Mr. Chairman seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Thank you. 37, please, is there no comment on that? The purchase order for PDM Group?
Okay, this purchase order pertains to our cogeneration facility, and it pertains to a chiller. It's a major component that is used to retreat our digested gas that we use to provide as a fuel to operate our generators. Operating the generators, as you know, reduces our purchasing of power from utility. Also reduces our need to run the engines on natural gas. So this is a significant component in pre-treating that gas to be used as a fuel. There's actually two halves of this system. We had the first half replaced the latter part of last year, so we're looking now to replace the other half. It becomes critical to get this work done before the summer months, especially if we have another hot summer like we did last year.
Any board members have a question?
I have a question. It says awarding a contract to is blank.
That's in the old agenda, because I had that too. That one's been removed to next month, because the bids are still being reviewed.
Oh, okay.
You didn't know what you did?
Is it on the
It was just-
That was it?
Sorry.
I thought you was giving me a gift.
Any other questions? Can I have a motion, please, then? I'm sorry.
What is the life expectancy?
Typically somewhere between around 5 to 6 years, and that's roughly how old this system is. This is the original firm that supplied this equipment. They've been maintaining it over the years, providing service troubleshooting, so they have a very good knowledge about how the system operates.
Any
And
other- yes,
I
Ms.
have,
Saxon?
I'm sorry. And the purchase order amount would be for,
$21,750, which is the same that they're charging us now as they did last year to do the first half. So they not have adjusted their costs.
When you say they're maintaining, does that mean we have a maintenance contract with them, or that's just part of the price that you pay?
Actually, I guess I should have said really it's troubleshooting. We maintain it in-house,
Okay.
but there are a lot of components in the system that requires the expertise of such a firm. So when we do have problems, they come in, they troubleshoot the problems, and they will make any necessary repairs.
Is that included in the cost, or is that?
No, in this cost here, it's just to replace.
Okay, so if they come in, we're charging some amount of money, okay.
Correct.
And this is the firm you're saying that you feel is the one that's there now, that's the one you continue?
Absolutely.
Okay. Any other questions from the board? We ask for a motion then on resolution 37?
Second.
No, that was
I
levy.
think that was
That was
levy.
levy, yeah. Ms. Steiner. Roll call, please.
Mr. Hughes?
Yes.
Ms. Saxon?
yes.
Ms. Dennis?
Yes.
Ms. Eversole? Yes. Ms. Kingman?
Yes.
Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Anderson? Mr. Sherman?
Yes.
Stango?
Yes.
Mr. Flores?
Yes.
Sounds like you need some oxygen.
Yeah, I guess I know.
I started choking.
It's a vote coming up. Okay, next item is any unfinished business? What did you just did, 37?
Okay, all right. No, that was drink.
Okay, any new business? Now, okay, nothing? All right, what we want to do now is I'd like to get a motion to go into executive session to talk about the most recent decisions that occurred in the Maxis Tierra and Occidental litigation. Mr. Levinson moved it. Mr. Stone seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. We want to get executive session? That was it.
7, Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231 PL, 1975, permitting the exclusion of the public from a meeting in certain circumstances, and as the joint meetings of the opinion that such circumstances present exist as a general nature of the subject matter discussed, litigation, and to participate this time in that the subject matter be made public at a later date. Mr. Chair, with your permission, I'd like to invite the joint meeting staff to remain because they are aware of the litigation that we discussed in our staff meetings.
All right, we're concluding the business now. Ask for the motion to adjourn the meeting, please. Yes.
This is one of those that have a special relationship with the doctor, and we'll spend some time with the doctor tomorrow morning. So in the course of this special weekend, you can mentally send him best, and understand best wishes.
Thank you. Thanks.
Anything else? Okay, could I have a motion to adjourn, please?
So moved. Second.
Second from Ralph, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much, and next month,